a threshold not drawn in space, but in frequency. A door you cannot touch, yet you feel it, hovering just beyond the veil of ordinary thought. This door leads not to another world, but to another way of seeing, the fifth dimension. This is not science fiction or spiritual escapism. It is a return to original awareness, a remembering. The fifth dimension is where unity overrides separation, where time bends into presence, where manifestation flows not from effort but alignment. You are not entering it for the first time. You are returning. Most people move through life as though reality is solid and absolute. They believe what they see, touch, and measure is all that exists. But reality is not built like a machine. It flows like a song. And within this cosmic song, you are not a passive listener. You are a note, a chord, a composer. Behind every event, every condition, every so-called coincidence is an invisible field, a vast ocean of potential known in quantum terms as the field of infinite possibility. In ancient mysticism, it was called the Akasha, the ether, the divine matrix. This field surrounds you, pulses through you, and responds to you, not your words, but your vibration. Your consciousness is not housed in your brain. Your mind is not your thoughts. These are instruments, but you, the observer, the awareness behind the eyes, are the one tuning reality. The field is not activated by repetition or rituals alone. It responds to coherence. When your thoughts, emotions, and intentions vibrate in harmony, the universe bends. This is not metaphor, it is law. If your internal state is chaotic, filled with worry, fear, or doubt, the signal you emit is static. You may pray for peace while radiating panic. You may visualize abundance while feeling lack. The field does not respond to desire. It responds to what you are. To enter the fifth dimension, you must become fluent in the silent language of vibration. Begin by becoming aware of your state. Feel the energy behind your words. Sense the tension in your chest, the rhythm of your breath. Are you resonating with fear or freedom? This is the shift. Not to become perfect, but present. Not to suppress, but to observe. Awareness is the first act of power. You are no longer a character in the story. You are the pen. The ancients knew this. In their temples and mystery schools, initiates were not taught to escape reality. They were taught to shape it from within. They learned the field is not external. It is internalized space, awaiting instruction. The prayer is not a request. It is a tuning. The thought is not a wish. It is a code, and you, beloved reader, are the programmer. You are standing in the center of a limitless, responsive field. Your frequency is your access key. To raise it, do not fake positivity. Return to presence, stillness, intention, clarity. These are the harmonics of higher realms. The fifth dimension is not a destination. It is a dimension of perception. It does not appear because you earn it. It reveals itself when you remember you are already in it. Like a dream, you suddenly realize you're dreaming. Everything begins to change. Not because the world shifted, but because you did. There is a kind of exhaustion that sleep cannot mend, a depletion that seeps not from muscles, but from the soul. You've likely felt it, a bone-deep fatigue that arrives even when you've done nothing wrong. This is the cost of leaking energy. In the unseen architecture of reality, your energy is your wealth. Every word spoken, emotion felt, or presence shared becomes an exchange. Yet most people walk through life as open circuits, draining their essence through unguarded interactions, unconscious agreements, and obligations masquerading as love. This is not theoretical, it's vibrational law. selfishness, but sacred stewardship. You cannot hold higher frequency if you are constantly being pulled into the chaos of others, into systems of guilt, performance, and emotional debt. Every time you overextend without alignment, you trade gold for dust. You've been taught that love means availability, that kindness equals self-sacrifice, but in 5D consciousness, love is not a transaction. It is a frequency. It does not demand your depletion. It thrives on your integrity. The key is awareness. Begin to observe where your energy naturally flows versus where it is siphoned. Ask yourself, do I leave this space feeling fuller or emptier? Am I engaging from resonance or from obligation? Does my presence feel honored or harvested? In the third dimension, boundaries are seen as walls. In the fifth, they are sacred architecture, temples around the soul. They are not meant to isolate you, but to define the sanctuary where your frequency remains pure, clear, and radiant. Reclaiming your energy is an act of devotion. It is choosing silence over explanation, saying no without apology, disconnecting from conversations that revolve in circles of complaint and conflict. You are not being cruel. You are conserving your light. This conservation does not breed loneliness. It breeds clarity. As you begin to pull your energy back, you'll find that the fog lifts. The people who only knew the version of you that overgave may fall away. Let them. Their chapter has closed. From this reclaimed space, your true signal begins to rise, stronger, cleaner, untainted, and with it, new connections appear. Ones that resonate, not require. Ones that dance in your light, not demand it. Remember, in the fifth dimension, your energy is not fuel for others' dramas. It is the instrument through which divine intelligence moves. Protect it like breath. Guard it like a sacred flame. You are not here to be everyone's answer. You are here to be aligned. And in that alignment, your vibration becomes a beacon. The field listens. Reality reorders. And the sacred path ahead unfolds, not through force, but through frequency. You've asked it in quiet hours. Why me? Why now? Why does it hurt this much? You've held it all. Your hope, your heartbreak, your confusion. And when nothing made sense, when even your prayers felt like echoes, you assumed perhaps the universe had gone silent. But silence is not absence. In the fifth dimension, silence is preparation. You are not being broken. You are being initiated. Pain in the third dimension is seen as punishment. In the fifth, it is purification. A soul cannot carry outdated frequency into higher realms. So the universe, in its infinite compassion, strips away not to harm, but to reveal. There is an ancient truth encoded in every spiritual lineage. Before a soul becomes a sanctuary, it must be hallowed. Prophets fled into wilderness. Shamans faced their shadows. Saints wandered through deserts of doubt, not because they were abandoned, but because the old needed to fall so the sacred could rise. And so it is with you. The job that crumbled, the relationship that shattered, the dreams that dissolved into dust. These were not failures. They were flames burning away false scaffolding. You were not meant to carry those weights into your next evolution. The fifth dimension is too refined for baggage. It requires lightness, truth, and coherence. The deeper laws of existence do not revolve around comfort. They revolve around alignment. When you cry out, "Why is this happening?" the universe does not answer in words. It answers in becoming. Every crack in your life is a seedbed. What feels like an ending is often the exact soil where transformation begins to root. Isolation is not punishment. It is insulation. Just as a caterpillar disappears into the chrysalis before becoming winged, two are being held in divine silence so the work can happen, unseen but unstoppable. The conversations that dried up, the people who drifted, the rooms you no longer fit into. This is sacred redirection. You are being pulled inward so your essence can emerge. What was once built on noise now rebuilds in clarity. And when that clarity comes, it will feel like peace, not explanation. You'll no longer need to prove or explain your path. It will radiate through your being. In the fifth dimension, every heartbreak becomes compost for wisdom. Every silence becomes a tuning fork for divine guidance. Every loss, properly alchemized, becomes light. You are not here to be untouched by pain. You are here to be transformed by it, to let it chisel the illusions from your soul until only what is eternal remains. When you feel most hollow, it's because you're being made ready to hold something vast. Not everyone reaches this place, but you did, and that alone means your becoming has already begun. Most people speak as if words are harmless, as if thoughts are fleeting, but in the fifth dimension, nothing is idle. Every word casts a frequency. Every thought becomes architecture. You are not simply existing, you are transmitting. The fifth dimension reveals this. Your voice is not just sound, it is sorcery. Ancient texts knew this truth well. In the beginning was the word, they said, not metaphorically, but mechanically. Sound precedes form. Speech, when laced with intention and emotion, is the first act of creation. To speak is to direct energy, to declare into the quantum sea. This is the form I choose. Yet most speak from fear, confusion, or habit. They ask for abundance while vibrating lack. They declare change, but remain tethered to doubt. The universe is not ignoring them. It is mirroring them. In this dimension, the voice is not merely communication. It is command. When your internal frequency aligns with your spoken word, the field obeys. But if the voice says one thing while the body trembles and the heart doubts, the signal is scrambled. The result, distorted outcomes, static reality. So speak not louder, speak clearer. Let your words be laced with emotion, not performance. Let your affirmations not be hollow recitations, but declarations of truth you are learning to embody. You are not begging the universe, you are tuning to it. And deeper still, the mind. The mind is not a container, it is a projector. Thoughts, repeated and emotionally charged, act as slides, each one shaping the scene of your external life. What you visualize with belief becomes magnetic, not through superstition, but through frequency. Visualizations are not wishes, they are instructions. Like light through a lens, your mental images shape the formless substance of reality. The clearer and more coherent the image, the more precise the manifestation. Doubt is distortion. Certainty is clarity. But clarity does not mean control. In 5D awareness, you visualize not to micromanage, but to harmonize with the field. You hold your vision loosely but lovingly, trusting the intelligence of the unseen to handle the how. Every thought is a vote. Every word is a spell. This is why the ancients guarded speech, purified thought, and practiced stillness, because they understood. Creation begins in silence, speaks into sound, and manifests into form. You are not manifesting from thin air. You are magnetizing from the invisible field. So speak as one who commands, think as one who architects, and trust as one who remembers. Your world is listening. The third dimension teaches control. Plan it, force it, hustle for it. But in the fifth dimension, reality moves like water. It cannot be gripped, only guided. And the more you try to control, the more it slips. This is the paradox. What you try to force, you delay. What you surrender to, you attract. Surrender is not weakness, it is wisdom. Not giving up, but giving over. To a rhythm deeper than logic, to a timeline beyond linear time. When you stop chasing outcomes and begin trusting alignment, reality begins to flow in ways the mind could never orchestrate. In this surrendered space, you enter the language of synchronicity. Coincidences multiply, numbers repeat, dreams speak. People appear at precisely the right moment. These are not anomalies, they are confirmations. The universe, like a lover, whispering, "I'm here, keep going." But synchronicity does not come to the frantic. It comes to the present. It comes to the one who pauses, who listens, who watches the rhythm rather than tries to conduct the song. You are not here to script every scene. You are here to partner with the unseen. In the fifth dimension, the field becomes your co-author. You place the vision, you nurture the frequency, and then you let go, not into passivity, but into receptivity. You watch, you follow, you trust. This is the divine dance. You are no longer dragging your destiny by the neck. You are aligning with it through vibration, through trust, through embodiment. You are not the manager of miracles. You are the channel. And now, having crossed the bridge from noise to stillness, from force to flow, you see, the fifth dimension was never far. It was always within. You have not discovered something new. You have remembered something eternal. The fifth dimension is not a secret realm reserved for saints and sages. It is your birthright, a dimension of unity, clarity, and divine co-creation that lives just behind the veil of ordinary perception. You cross into it not by waiting, but by awakening. So let the past unravel, let the striving cease, let the silence speak. You are not becoming powerful. You are realizing that you always were. And now, the world will shift, not because it changed, but because you did. Welcome home, traveler of the unseen. Your frequency is the gate, and you have just stepped through.